Hey, so Julie, before you reached out, had you had any sales training before with the team? What have the experiences been like had you used providers before with the team?
We use a couple of different providers, but I just didn't have a way to connect or understand, like from an ag perspective. So for us to have somebody that understood the sales approach, but then also be able to relate it to the ag industry, our sales field advisors or sales reps really was open to learning and listening. So that was a real key. That's been different.
Brilliant. And so when I came and spent 2 lovely days with you guys, what was the experience like for you guys compared to what it had been previously with other providers? How did it land with the team?
Can I say everyone except for one?
You can say it however you want.
Yeah, 90% of the team were like really open. Like it took a little while for them to understand because they'd probably been burnt before.
Yeah.
But then actually seeing each one individually, like the barriers come down and then go, no, this is different. I actually really like this approach. Yeah, that was, just great. We did still have one person that's probably not as open. But for me, the results from the rest of the team has actually been extraordinary. I don't know how many months on. Is it 4 months on, really?
1 month since I was with you, yep.
Yeah. The guys are still using it and talking about it, and I'm seeing results. It just starts to become natural. But then you just hear little things. I was like, oh, that's a Sinjin, or that's a Sinjin, like, yeah, little things.
So they're picking up the training, they're running with it, and obviously don't share the commercials, but like you're starting to get conversations with new resellers and rural retailers, and you're seeing the guy, like what's changed.
Yeah. So in one particular area, we like for 36 years, we haven't actually been able to obviously build the relationships with that particular chain of stores in a town, and it is the key store. The actual volume of possible like number of head of cattle, like the impact that that particular store has with the relationships of the key farmers is actually huge. So even we've been able to, the field advisor's been able to really connect at a manager level with the store. In the very beginning, like this is only 3 months ago, the guy said, I'm not letting you, like he wouldn't go out on farm with Nathan. I'm not letting you speak to my team. So Nathan continually just kept going back in, building relationships, building trust, just doing the small bits. And then just last week, a phone call was made to say, could you come and be our very first VIP invited guest to come and do an invitation only event. And they would really like Nathan to be there. He's actually quite still probably one of our newest field advisors. So he's only been with the company for 5 months. So to actually have broken down that barrier to build the relationship and trust for him to be in front of the other key farmers. So they're like the cream of the crop for that region. And so being introduced there, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So, but if like the field advisors are just looking at their regions differently, seeing who are the key influencers, who are going to be the ones that can then build upon things, they're just being a bit more strategic and then being more mindful with their time and priorities of what they do. But then when they're with the person, actually unpacking conversations differently compared to what they did previously. And like for Phil, like his sales, like the last 2 weeks, he's just getting sale upon sale upon sale. And he was somebody like he's been with us for like 15 years. And his artist area was naturally in sales. So, but he's like just on fire at the moment and he's so confident and yeah, it's so exciting to see.
Good. So we're starting to see some outcomes for the investment and things else. So last question I'll leave you with is if you were talking to peers, not competitors, of course, but peers that would complement your businesses, what would you say? What would you have to say about the program and us and your experience? What advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
I would say just honestly trust Sinjin. I know you've probably been exposed to lots of other sales training before, but what you do is very different. It's something that all types of personalities within my business was open to and learning. And then it's more importantly, applying. It's probably the first time I've actually seen the application happen across, all ages, all level of experience within my sales team. And they're all getting results to, the ones that have learned to taken it on and applied it, it's just all getting the results. I honestly don't like our sales area was probably a really big concern for our company, but I now feel that there's hope that we'll be able to, continue to build our production facility, but my sales team is also going to be able to continue to grow. I don't come from a sales background, so I couldn't really help them either. I'm really glad. Oh, Alicia was just, it's just been incredible for her. So ask me in 6 months' time, it will be better again too.
Last question, because I always lie, is, and again, we don't need to go into the details, but like also Maddie, your marketing manager, we helped her out on lead generation and campaign.
Yeah.
What's changed in that space? Because we did a bit of coaching in that sort of marketing space. It isn't something we always do, but because we saw that as an opportunity and some efficiency there. Well, what's happened with Maddie? How's she going?
So I have like a really experienced marketing coordinator, but just her getting some more in-depth things on lead generation and actually getting into how to go about it. Just her knowledge and experience, but then application. So we've launched 4 new products, but at the same time doing lead generation from a social media, email communication out. Then we're going to be linking that generation with our field team, so they've got new people to actually join our community. That obviously will be the next steps forward, but to see that, even just how to unpack how to do the briefs and actually lead a group of people in order to get the right messaging out, etc. So her confidence has improved out of sight. And like even the team this morning is just like, oh, wow, it's incredible to see the material. We're so far more advanced than what we were previously, but then also compared to our competitors, they're like, we're definitely standing out. And stores are commenting and going, you're different. So that's awesome. So
yeah, I'm so pleased to hear that, because that's a conversation that was the add-on there, or the icing on top, like get the sales team starting to move, then getting Maddie to be that sort of sales support marketing machine. And you guys have been brave. I'm just, super grateful you've given me a crack. I think you picked me up from like a Facebook ad. I think that's how it all started, and the ebook and everything else. And it's funny how it's that, but I think you'll be well rewarded as a business. We've just got to keep this beat this good momentum in. So really appreciate all the kind words and the feedback. It's so satisfying for me to see that majority of the guys, remember too, as we've spoken about, we won't mention names and we'll keep that in the editing, is there's some team members that will reveal themselves to us, and they reveal themselves to us and we know what they're made of. So the training is part of that proofing process. Like, we've got the right people. And I can see some of your guys are on a really good trajectory. So it's really, really exciting to see.
Yeah. Thank you.